What's up, and welcome to the Practical Review channel. Look, I'm just going to get this out on the table. This is for entertainment purposes only. These are my opinions, things that I've tried that's worked for me. It may not work for you the same, but that's what the channel is for. It's for reviews, so my experience is going to be different than yours, most likely, but who knows? So look, wanted to jump into this out the gate, right? So I'm a former athlete, played through college, football, track, the whole nine. Once I hit about 35, 40 years old, I noticed a lot of changes with my body, a lot of changes with just everything. Metabolism slowed down, hair fell out, all the fun stuff that goes on with a middle-aged guy, right? So the one thing I couldn't get over the fact was that my workouts were really slowing down. I had no energy. I had very little energy, very little motivation. And I thought that's just getting old, right? You drink too much, you eat too much, you sit around the house watching too much football, and next thing you know, you got a beer belly and and no life, right? So look, I started trying all these different products like the Nugenics and all this stuff, the Frank Thomas stuff. Start trying all these different Frank Thomas and Doug Flutie, all these different little products that I'm seeing the commercials on TV that are geared towards men and helping men, and it'll help you in the bed as well, all that kind of stuff, right? So started doing some research, going down these rabbit holes, spending $50, $60 a pop for these different supplements and so-called vitamins or whatever you want to call them. And eventually I found out, there are other companies out there like research labs that do the same thing, but for a fraction of the price. So after I'd done the trials with Nugenics and some of these other products, I decided to give some of these smaller companies a shot, right? So yeah, it's your body we're talking about, putting stuff in your body. Yeah, I don't recommend without doing some research and making sure you know what's going on, make sure you don't have a negative effect to your body or anything. But I gave these folks a try, right? Looking at the description of the product and what all's in it, I felt comfortable utilizing this product. So with that being said, it's 3 capsules once a day. The main ingredient is magnesium oxide, but it has like zinc and horny goat weed and everything else that comes in these testosterone boosting supplements. And what I found from using this thing after about 2 weeks of using it, I found that I had more energy in the morning time. So I'm a morning workout guy, and I'm not going to sit here and cap to you, as the kids say, not going to lie. I'm not like a super in shape guy, right? I'm still about 70 pounds over my playing weight when I played football back in college. So by no means am I like in, stellar shape, but I like to get a workout in about 3 or 4 times a week, and it was a struggle. I'm a morning workout guy. So once I started taking these things, though, I felt like I had an extra bounce to my step in the mornings when I go to do my workouts, which was cool. Also, not only that, I felt like I was able to get more out of my workouts while in the gym, right? So you go to the gym, you're in there, you're halfway there, right? You're in the gym, you made it to the gym. Now what are you going to do there? And my reps used to suck. I won't lie to you. They just kind of just in there messing around, man. People watching and playing on the treadmill, doing some, lazy bench presses. But I can honestly tell you, since COVID, when I started taking this stuff, I have really, really felt like I've been back in my 20s again, pushing myself and really getting the most out of my exercises. So that's that. The energy is there. The other one that I think people touch on, and I think is a little lame, personally, I think it is a little cheesy, but it's true. If you're hitting 40 or you're already past 40, be honest with yourself. Hey, I can't speak for everybody else. Let me keep that all the way 100. I know for me, I noticed changes in, how I handle things in the bed. And look, when it came down to it, I noticed a change, and now I'm batting 1,000. Honestly speaking. So look, I'm not saying these pills or this supplement will change your life. All I'm saying is it helped me in terms of my workouts and overall day-to-day living. So look, I got a link in the description. Get these things off of Amazon. It's about $20. When I started taking them, it was 15, but obviously folks have caught on to it, and they've, like anything else in this country, the price has gone up with the popularity of these supplements. But look, think these are some of the best on the market for what they do. I know a lot of folks said, hey, these are just placebos, that it does nothing. And that's true. For some folks, it has very little effect. But I can tell you, if you've noticed significant change in your body or in your energy level, and it's not related to anything majorly medical, give these a shot. I would say, give it about 2 or 3 weeks of use. See if you notice any significant differences in your day-to-day, your energy level, and let me know. Again, the link is in the description if you want to get a bottle. Matter of fact, they come 2-pack. You'll pay for the one, but they add an extra bottle in there, so you get about 180 pills. Take 3 times a day, and yeah, everybody's experience is everybody's experience. But do me a favor, if you do try it out, come back, leave a comment. Either way, like, subscribe, share, and we'll be on to the next one.